Well, presenters, welcome back. Merry Christmas Eve. Is Nikola Jokic the best passer ever? Maybe. Let's see. I'm going to try to keep my mouth shut during this because hopefully I learned something new. But we know a lot.
Jokic might be the best offensive player that we've ever seen. If that sounds extreme to you, just wait a few minutes.
Best offensive player ever? No way.
For instance, Jokic is shooting 68% on his two-point shots. Wilt Chamberlain is the only other player to do that and average 20 points a game. Jokic actually leads the league in mid-range shooting this season, clocking in at a comical 61%.
Got him.
He's only second in the league in scoring efficiency on his drives with a meager 74% true shooting. But all of that is insignificant compared to his passing.
Dime.
When Jokic emerged as an upper echelon offensive player a few years ago, the question on everyone's mind was whether he was the best big man passer of all time. But
best big man passer of all time, easy.
We no longer need the big man part of that sentence. Turn on any single Jokic game, and you're likely to see multiple passes that most players in the world can't make. Now, it's hard to rank individual passes, but I'll try to do it to make this point. These passes are...
I love how he went through and found the misses, too, because a lot of times these boys be selling clips, but the passes are still good.
From the same game against Memphis recently.
Memphis is just too small.
I think this one is his 10th best pass in this game. Looking to the right to momentarily confuse a defender and create more space for a streaking teammate. Here's number 9, an inverted pick and roll with a small guard, flowing from a dribble to hit the roll man for a layup. Good point guards who aren't great passers will miss an opening like this on an empty side of the court, but we're still just warming up. My number 8 pass of this game springs Jokic.
Right here, what's he gonna do? Flip it over to Bruce Brown?
On a cut where he leaves it for Aaron Gordon, who meets the wall of Jaren Jackson, only to score on the putback. And watch what Jokic does to Gordon's defender. He's sealing him off nicely, but Jokic hangs in the air and mimics throwing a two-handed pass to the corner, only to let the ball go and drop it off to Gordon. Since we're starting to have fun, number 7 is some more puppeteering. Looking straight ahead, so this defender is worried about that roll pass we just saw, only to whip it to
the corner
instead. This kind of look away, while intending to hit a corner shooter, is reserved for some of the best passers in the sport. Although Jokic's accuracy was a touch off on that one, so number 6 is just a better version of that pass, whipping a curveball to the side pocket, and the ball is almost all the way to the receiver before Brandon Clark even reacts, which unlocks the show and go and turns it into an easy dunk. Number 5 would be one of the best passes of the year for most NBA players. A 40-foot blended dribble bounce pass into a window that basically looked covered. My goodness.
You didn't choose
not to hype myself up, but this is crap I do on the regular.
Just gives out for no reason. But
so I'm like a super harsh critic on passing. If I'm good at one thing, it's passing.
The arrow out of his side quiver, and John Morant is all over this Bruce Brown cut, and it doesn't even matter because of Jokic's Luke Skywalker accuracy.
I talk about passing into windows, right? Passing guys open. Some guys would never even attempt to pass that.
And man,
and then the crappier passers will stare it down and pass it, and then it'll get stolen. And then the crappier passers will stare it down and then hit the player in the legs when they pass it. So I've seen and coached a lot of these players.
His third best pass of the game was even.
And then okay, so there's errors of omission and commission. And so some players will stare at it and then they'll pretend to pass it and it's like, oh, my bad, I saw it. But it's too late. They would never even make that play and they think that's cool or they think it's okay because they saw it. Well, seeing is just like one thing, man. See the opportunity, seize the opportunity, create the opportunity.
Spinning baseline to force a double and side-arming it so this defender can get to it, and that gets Gordon free throws.
That was sick. He changed his pass twice. Right, so he has three options here. Okay, he can whip it to the corner, he can rifle it out to the wing, but he decides to like finger roll it.
And side arming
So it gets around who's that, 15, and then flips it up.
Or this defender can get to it, and that gets Gordon free throws.
And then in addition to all that, you have to understand the catch radius, or KYP, know your personnel. Can this dude catch it? Most of the cuts will be to Jeff Green and Aaron Gordon.
Watch Jokic change
Great hands for those guys.
So Clark can't deflect it, while also throwing it to where only Gordon could catch it. Nonsense. His second best pass to me. Remember, this is
crazy. This is a crazy video. I gave this dude props. Same game. Okay.
One game is the old drive left, turn and hit the cutter when the double team comes, with the over-the-head no-look bullet that's right on the money.
That's not a bullet.
And what's number one, you ask?
But that was a nice pass. Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what we saw. The man hiked it through his legs without looking.
Talking about
placed
football,
it
right?
So perfectly that Brown didn't even break stride. One thing we actually didn't. I'll tell you what we saw.
I take it back. I mean, this guy's wrong.
The man.
Brown makes it look really, really good, because I told you in the teaching tape video, this is a touch, control dribble, right?
His legs without looking and placed it so perfectly that Brown didn't even break stride.
That's beautiful.
One thing we actually didn't see in that game was a great touch pass, where Jokic barely possesses the ball before pinging it along to a teammate, because he has the Spidey sense to read the future and the peripheral vision to spot.
I played with this 6'6" dude. When he would jump, he could palm the ball. So Joker's not even palming the ball, he's just tapping it. This one dude would just catch it and leave it in one hand. It'd be so annoying.
Not the smallest shifts on the floor, then pass before anyone knew what happened.
This is like,
he has the Spidey sense to read
I think this is if you guys ever watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or any of these basketball videos where they tell the guy to get on the floor and start barking like a dog, and then everybody stares, and then you're just still paying attention. It's like you're still playing in pickup ball. It's like nobody called foul. And so they're all staring at this dude on the floor, complaining to the ref.
Gifts on the floor, then pass.
Meanwhile, easy bucket.
All of these gifts can create the impossible. A one-handed missile.
That was one of the sickest passes.
Pinpoint
over the top,
speed, and audacity.
And I say I'm a good passer, and I've also hit a fair amount of defenders in the face, like doing this type of pass.
And it all started before he caught the ball, when a teammate found a microscopic pocket in the defense.
You only get good at these type of passes if you have the balls to, one, actually do it in the game, but you have to see them, and then you have to try them. If you have a coach that bottles you up, you're getting yanked, and that happened to me quite a lot.
Jokic could add to his greatest hits.
But I did it anyway.
Years ago, when discussing LeBron
Can't stop me.
one of the best passers in NBA history himself,
I do that all the time.
Tools for mastering passing. Things like speed of delivery.
I used to average triple doubles in stupid little men's leagues.
Magic Johnson had all of these gifts.
Oh, in and out, push cross.
So did Larry Bird, where delivery, anticipation, and manipulation.
All you guys that
Magic Johnson
call
had
travel.
all of these gifts in spades. So did Larry Bird, where it felt like he could see the future at times. But Jokic is right.
These guys, Joker, LeBron, Magic, Bird, they all have two things in common. One, they're freaking smart. They process the game super fast. You have to study the game. You have to know cuts. You have to know reads. So the brain is like way ahead. And also you have to have this natural height advantage. You see over things. So you get to see stuff over people. That's highly, highly underrated. When I'm being guarded, I'm 6'1". If I'm being guarded by a 6'3", 6'4" dude, I'm not that good of a passer. But when I'm guarded by a 6-foot dude or a 5'10" dude, I see right over him.
2, he knows where everyone is, thinks a step ahead, and has the height and dexterity to deliver the ball. Perhaps the most underappreciated part of his playmaking is the way he alters his delivery angles to bend passes around defenders.
You have to alter delivery angles, and I've also done like spins, like side spins, and flipped it so it like rolls back. So if you don't have a clear line path, when it hits the floor, if you understand spins, you could spin it towards them or spin it away from them. all stuff I'm sure he knows. And the other video or the other day, if you have the balls, you will throw it off the backboard to somebody else.
Take the dribble and blend it into a sidearm wraparound. And he uses his height like a cheat code, just feathering it over taller defenders in ways most players couldn't even dream of. His hand-eye coordination is so absurd that he can alter his delivery mid-pass, going under and around a defender because they throw up their hands. On this one, he audibles against 2 defenders and slips it sideways to a cutting Brown, and he's an expert at disguising his passes.
So like, okay, so if I'm being super picky, right? So the next level in terms of his passing will be off the dribble left-hand passes. Okay, off the dribble right-hand passes is great, but anytime you're dribbling left, I tell players, like, if you can do this, have this ability, you're going to be amazing. Off the dribble left-hand passes, okay, off the dribble left-hand behind the back passes, you'll take your game to a whole friggin' new level. There's a video I did. I do wraparound passes against the wall, catching it as I walk. You can do that if you're trying to get crazy with your passing with your left or right hand. I recommend you do it with your dominant hand first.
Turning a left-handed dribble on the fast break into the pass, it's...
Oh my God, this fool just... Okay, I'm speaking before the video. That's not a full speed left-hand pass like how he does with the right hand, but...
Joker's favorite sleight of hand
that's what I'm talking
probably
about.
The shot pass, where he goes through the shooting motion so defenders get ready to rebound, only to pass it off to a teammate.
I've done that before and I've bonked people on the back of the head.
This pairs naturally with his height because he can freeze defenders while creating a passing angle on top. Perhaps the quintessential Jokic pass is the simplest. He just hits cutters when it doesn't seem like they're open.
Passing guys open.
Brown's defender is running stride for stride with him, but Jokic sees a layup and throws it anyway.
Exactly. Throw
this
guys
isn't
open.
Just about these horizontal windows either, but the vertical ones too. The Pelicans have this play defended perfectly,
catching volume.
At least in theory. Jokic knows Zion Williamson is helping toward him, which leaves a 5'9" defender to slide down and cover Gordon, so Joker throws it to where only Aaron can catch it. This vertical passing dimension.
You also have bad receivers. Dudes won't do it.
Access, since lobs weren't really a part of a more congested game back then. This makes cross-generational comparisons somewhat tricky because the passing chances in each era were a little different. And comparing passers is hard anyway because it's difficult to know when scoring stops and when passing starts, since great players use the threat of their scoring to create new passing chances. Steve Nash might be the best example of this in NBA history, carving out passes from thin air by dribbling around in traffic. Nash's constant probing and absurdly quick trigger might have made him the most voluminous great passer ever.
Voluminous.
So many absurd completions every game.
Nash was super creative. He got his stuff off of the dribble, off the shiftiness, but again, you have to have a great slasher, or dunker, or finisher to finish these off. Mario's next level finishing.
If Nash is a dark horse contender for the GOAT passer,
Jason Kidd up there, Magic.
An unofficial title for most fans. He picked teams apart in transition with his pace and flair, but he was also deadly in the half court, using speed and creativity.
This is what I've been freaking trying to tell LeBron to do, dummy.
To puncture defenses. Bird might have been the most valuable outlet passer of all time, and the best passer ever on the move. Two pretty big cards to hold in this showdown. Even someone like Jason Kidd uncorked madness on a regular basis. But Jokic
that
is
was
right
so
there
nasty.
with all of them. He makes just about every type of pass in the book, and he moves defenders around with his head positioning and the mere glance of an eye. No player in the league right now has a higher on-court offensive rating than Joker. Denver scores an incredible 125.
I'm almost sold. This video got me hyped. Is he the best passer ever? I'm close, man. I'm close. I don't know.
With him out
Got to think about this.
But their offensive rating drops to just 104 when he's on the bench, which is 270th out of 271 qualifying players, largely because his passing creates that much value for his team. An incredible 57% of Jokic's assists this year have gone for layups, whereas Tyrese Halliburton, the league leader in assists per game, sees just 39% of his dimes end at the rim.
There was that video I did. That was a aberration. He ain't the. They said he's like the best passer. I was like, not even close.
Jokic's passes in this video are from this season only, a mere 27 games of basketball. That's all it takes for him to generate a highlight reel that can compete with just about anyone to ever lace them up. So, yeah, his passing makes him one of the best offensive players I've ever seen. I don't know if he's definitively better than Magic or Nash or any of the other GOAT contenders, but I do know that he should be one of the first names included in that conversation.
Ooh.
Because Nikola Jokic might just be the best pass, but I do know
right here
that he should be one of the first names included in that conversation. Because
so right here, I would have pump faked. Swear to God, this is what I would have done, or at least I would have tried. I would have pump faked. I would have kept spinning, and I would have did behind the back with my left hand, right to Jeff Green, and I would have led him into a dunk.
Might just be the best
instead of pump fake.
I do know that he should be one of the first names included in that.
So if you could imagine what I see, boom, right here, pump fake, keep pivoting behind the back with the left hand, bounce pass to Jeff Green.
Might just be the best passer that the sport has ever seen.
Oh, what a video, what a video. Oh my God. Best passers, Magic, Jason Kidd, Nash, Joker, who am I missing? Larry Bird, no, I don't think he has enough volume, but he was a great passer. LeBron's up there. I don't know, I have to think about this. I would say he's up there. I need more, I guess, assists volume. Joker's in his 5th year or something like that, so I need some longevity in there. Obviously, he has the capacity to do it, so he's definitely up there. Magic, Nash, Jason Kidd would be my top 4 with Joker, and then I have to think a little bit more about who else would come out on top. Magic, LeBron's up there, but he doesn't have the. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, those are my top 4. Who's your top 4, man? I know you guys are going to say Joker, but give me a top 4. All right, guys. Merry Christmas Eve. What a dope video. I'm hyped now. And all right, until next video, take 14 minutes, 24 seconds, or 1% of your day to get better. Peace.